If you spend enough time around Belgian Malinois owners, you eventually start hearing the same stories. The details may vary, but the underlying experience often sounds remarkably familiar. Many owners describe a habit that becomes impossible to ignore over time. It is not necessarily the first thing they notice, but it often becomes one of the things they remember most. At first, the habit can seem subtle. It blends into everyday life so naturally that some owners barely think about it. Then one day, they realize it has been happening all along. The dog has been paying attention to far more than they ever expected. This is one reason Belgian Malinois owners often recognize each other so quickly. They tend to share many of the same observations. The habit begins with a simple reality. Belgian Malinois often seem determined to know what is happening around them. Many owners notice that their dog appears interested in almost everything. Everyday life rarely seems unimportant to a Malinois. The breed often gives the impression that every moment matters. That level of engagement quickly becomes noticeable. Owners frequently describe feeling like they have a constant companion. The dog seems genuinely invested in daily activities. Whether the day is busy or quiet, the level of interest often remains the same. The Malinois appears to want to stay connected. This is where many first-time owners become surprised. They expected energy and intelligence, but not necessarily this level of involvement. Over time, the habit becomes part of normal life. Owners stop asking why it happens and start expecting it. Another part of the habit involves routine. Belgian Malinois often seem unusually aware of patterns and schedules. Many owners notice that the dog appears familiar with how the day normally unfolds. Small changes rarely seem to go unnoticed. This can make the breed feel remarkably observant. The dog often appears aware that something is different before anyone says a word. Owners talk about this experience all the time. It becomes one of those stories that repeatedly appears in conversations. The breed's attentiveness often creates memorable moments. People begin noticing just how much their dog seems to take in. For some owners, this awareness feels impressive. For others, it simply becomes another part of life with a Malinois. Either way, the habit tends to stand out. It is difficult to ignore once it becomes familiar. The Belgian Malinois also has a reputation for wanting involvement. Many owners feel like the dog prefers participation over observation. The breed often appears happiest when included in what is happening. Everyday activities seem more interesting when shared. This creates a unique ownership experience. The dog rarely feels disconnected from family life. Many owners describe their Malinois as a true partner. The dog seems interested in being part of the day's events. Over time, this habit strengthens the bond between dog and owner. Shared experiences gradually become shared routines. Those routines often become some of the most memorable parts of ownership. Small moments begin carrying more meaning. The habit does not always reveal itself through dramatic situations. More often, it appears during ordinary days. That is one reason owners talk about it so frequently. The experience is easy to recognize and difficult to forget. Another common observation involves awareness of the household itself. Many owners feel their Malinois always seems connected to what is happening around the family. The breed often appears tuned in to daily life. That attentiveness becomes one of its defining characteristics. People frequently describe the dog as mentally present. There is often a sense that the Malinois is paying attention even during quiet moments. This contributes to the feeling that the breed is unusually engaged. Owners often notice it without being able to fully explain it. As the years pass, these observations begin to accumulate. Individual moments gradually become recognizable patterns. Owners start realizing they have experienced the same things other Malinois owners describe. The similarities can be striking. This is one reason breed communities remain so active. People enjoy discussing experiences they know others will understand. The habit creates a shared language among owners. Many conversations begin with one story and quickly lead to another. Interestingly, the habit often becomes more noticeable with time. The longer people live with the breed, the more examples they seem to find. What once felt occasional begins feeling constant. The pattern becomes easier to recognize. Many owners say the habit changes their expectations of dogs. Future experiences are often compared against what they experienced with a Malinois. That comparison speaks volumes. Not every breed leaves the same impression. The Belgian Malinois has a way of becoming memorable. Much of that comes from its involvement in everyday life. Owners often describe feeling like their dog is fully present throughout the day. That perception helps explain the breed's devoted following. The habit also helps strengthen trust. Consistent engagement often creates stronger relationships. People naturally appreciate reliability. The breed's attentiveness can make it feel dependable and reassuring. This is one reason many owners become passionate advocates. The experience tends to exceed their expectations. When people first learn about Belgian Malinois, they often hear about intelligence and work ethic. Owners usually end up talking about something else. They talk about the daily experience of living with the breed. They talk about the feeling that the dog is always connected to what is happening. That feeling becomes one of the most recognizable parts of ownership. It is also one of the most talked about. Years later, owners still find themselves sharing stories about it. The habit remains memorable long after individual moments fade. It becomes part of how they describe the breed to others. In many ways, it helps define the Malinois experience. Eventually, many owners realize they are telling the same stories they once heard from experienced handlers and longtime enthusiasts. They have become part of a tradition shared by countless Malinois owners before them. And that may be why Belgian Malinois owners never stop talking about this habit. It turns everyday life into something that feels a little more connected, a little more engaging, and a lot more memorable.